Saturday and I'm already running late. We are supposed to be doing Christmas at my parents' today with my sister and my cousin and her children and her fiance, and everyone is getting there for midday, and it's 11:15 and I'm nowhere near ready. But I am about to wrap the presents that I bought for her two girls. So in the end we went for a Peppa Pig for the youngest, because most young kids like Peppa Pig, right? Hopefully. And a unicorn set for her eldest, who is, maybe she's already turned 4, but she hasn't started school. I think she's just turned 4. So I'm going to wrap those, but I just thought I'd pop on and say good morning. I had a really lazy start to the morning. I edited yesterday's Vlogmas whilst in bed with a coffee, which was heavenly. Showered, all of that jazz, ready to go for the day. I'm going to go down first and make my dough for the donuts before we leave. And then I'll come back up and get changed appropriately for the day. So I'm going to quickly wrap these presents, but then I might open advents with you first, because I don't know how late we will be back tonight. I'm hoping it's not very late, but you never know. So let's wrap them. To find out where I am. I'm like, Dad, it's 11:15. You said 12. Why are you expecting me to be early? Sorry, hold on. It drives my family crazy that I'm late for everything, and I'm like on time for the important things, but I'm like, why do I need to be there that early? Like, it's an all-day thing. I don't need to be there that early. So in my head, I'm like, meh, I'll just arrive when I arrive. It's not like it's a formal sit down dinner and I'm making everybody wait for me. Like, they're all just gonna be sat around chatting anyway. So presents are wrapped very badly because it's very hard to wrap a Peppa Pig that isn't in a box. I mean, the unicorn looks a bit better, but still, they're wrapped. The kids won't care. I need to put tags on them, and then I'm gonna go make my dough. Well, I might do advents first. I'll do advents first and then I'll go make my dough. And then you probably won't see too much of me today. I'm not sure how my family feel about me shoving a camera in their face, to be honest. I'm going to take some candy corn and try and get them to try candy corn. So you probably don't know here actually, but my friend Erica sent me some candy corn, and there's a theory by my friend Charlie that you marry a person who has the same opinion as you on candy corn. And I'm like, I don't get what the whole hype about candy corn is. Like, I don't understand. I've never tried it. So they sent me this really big bag of candy corn, and it's disgusting. I mean, I said thank you to Erica for sending it, but it's gross. Dan tried it first. Excuse me, I'm really croaky. Dan tried it first and literally spat it back out. He was like, what is this? Why are you making me eat this? And then I tried it, and it's just pure sugar. It didn't really have a flavour. It's for anyone in the UK that hasn't tried it, it's the texture of fudge, but it doesn't taste anything like fudge. It's just sugar. It's just grainy and sugary. So me and Dan obviously met Charlie's expectation of, not expectation, but you know, her theory of you marry the person of the same opinion as you. But I'm gonna make my family try it. I think the kids, not my cousin's kids, but my niece and nephew will be quite happy for me to film their reaction eating some candy corn, so I'm gonna do that. Maybe my mum and dad, but I'm obviously just getting in touch with my cousin again, so I'm not going to arrive and be like shoving a camera in her face, because I'm not sure she would appreciate that. And not a lot of people get this whole YouTube Vlogmas world. I was telling my dad about it and he was like, what? I don't understand. I was like, never mind, Dad, don't worry. It's fine. So that's the plan for today. You might see me a little bit later, but you might not. So yeah, I'll see you in a bit. Good morning and welcome to day 2 of the bake off. We're going to make the donut dough today. Just gonna tie my hair back because I realised when editing yesterday's that my hair being down probably wasn't the most hygienic. So I'm looking over here at my iPad, and today we are making the donut dough, and then it needs to rest. So I'm using my mixer for this because it's easier, quite frankly. It says to use a dough hook. Now, I don't have a dough hook, but my processor said that this can be used for dough, for mixing. So here's hoping that that's actually true. Oh, it's a bit wet. Hold on, it's because I just washed it. It was in the garage, so I was like, probably should give that a wash. Okay, we're going to get started. We are going to use the bread flour first. So we need 2 cups of bread flour. The recipe, again, will be down below for you if you want to do this lengthy process and make your own. Maybe see how they turn out first. Okay, so I've just got literally Sainsbury's strong white bread flour. It didn't specify, it just said bread flour, so I figured white because wholemeal would probably not be quite so good. I mean, we're not trying to make something healthy here. Have you seen the amount of sugar that's gone into this? Okay. I don't think that particularly easy to open. Right, so 2 cups of the bread flour is going to go in my mixer. I'm going to get it levelish. 1. And the mixer's just going to take all the hard work out of this for me, hopefully. After all that whisking of the custard yesterday. Oh, I spilled a bit. It's okay, it was just a smidge. We'll put a smidge extra in, just for the bit that I spilled. Right. So, oh, my iPad's turned off. 2 cups of bread flour and the zest of 1 lemon. So I have got a little zester here. I'm going to go do that and I'll be back. Okay, zest of 1 lemon is in there. What else? 2.5 tablespoons of sugar. More sugar. It says granulated. I'm just using caster. It's just fine. 1, 2. It did say tablespoon, right? Yeah. Thank goodness. So that's what I've just put in there. 1 tablespoon, and then half will be there. Okay, that's the sugar. 3/4 teaspoon of instant yeast. So that's what I've got here. But actually, let's just see what this says. Before I do the yeast, I'm going to do the salt. It says 1/2 teaspoon of kosher salt. I don't have kosher salt. I didn't buy kosher salt because for 1/2 teaspoon, I'm just going to use regular salt. I'm going to put that in first because I now need this. So 3/4 teaspoon of instant yeast. Is this instant yeast? I mean, it's yeast. Fast action. Yeah, same thing. Okay, so 3/4 teaspoon of that is also going in. And I think that's it for now. That looks mixed enough. So the next bit is warm water. I'm just going to read what it said in the ingredients list because it did say something about the warm water. So 1/3 cup of water warmed to between 120 degrees Fahrenheit and 130. So I'm going to figure out what that is in Celsius by asking Alexa, what is 120 degrees Fahrenheit in Celsius?
120 degrees Fahrenheit is about 48.9 degrees Celsius.
Okay, 50.1, we're going. That's it. That's the temperature. So we've created a well in the middle. Pour 1/3 cup of warm water into the well and mix until shaggy and moist. Apparently, whatever that means. Do you reckon this looks shaggy and moist? I mean, I don't feel very moist, but... So add the 2 large eggs and break to mix up the yolks. mix to break up the yolks. Okay. Nestle into the stand mixer and knead on a medium speed for 6 to 8 minutes or until the dough comes away from the sides of the bowl and forms a ball. Okay. Right, okay, so it's already kind of formed a ball and come away from the sides. So I think we'll start the next step. I'll turn the camera around and we'll get finished. So the next step says to let the dough rest for a minute. So, see, not quite, that's 44. We want 57, so let's give it a little bit more. $55. 57, that'll do. Okay, so it's been more than a minute. So I'm going to add in the butter, as it said, a cube at a time. It looks glossy, like it said. And it looks smooth. Is it elastic when pulled? That's the question. Yeah, I think so. Let me show it to you because it's got to go in this bowl. Oh, here it is. Oh, it's quite sticky. It's quite shiny though. You can see that's probably the butter, and it is quite elastic. So I think that's going to be good. It now says cover, put it in a bowl. Cover the bowl with plastic wrap and let it rise at room temperature until it's doubled in size for 1 to 2 hours. So it's going to go in there. I'm going to cover it. I won't be here in 1 to 2 hours, but I think it will be fine. I've done this with bread before. I don't think it can like over rise. Correct me if I'm wrong, if there are any bakers out there, but I don't believe that it can. So I'm going to leave it like this. I'm going to make this really taut so that it gets really warm in there for the doubling process, the rising process. Let's just make sure this bit is good. And then it's going to stay in there until I get home. So I'm going to get home later and this should be double the size that it is now. And then we will do the second process and we'll take you along with me and then we can leave it overnight and tomorrow is donut day. Very exciting. Hello everybody, I'm sorry we're back to the bad lighting. It is 5:05 in the afternoon. I'm back from my parents. We have done Christmas. I actually did my knitting while I was there, which was quite nice because I was just kind of sat around chatting, eating some food, and I did both the stripes on my socks, which I didn't bring up to show you actually. I haven't for a few days, but I'll make sure I do that tomorrow. And I did do a couple of rows on my first sweater, so it was quite successful. I've got an itch. I'm going to open Advents. So we're going to do tea first. And what I've done actually is I've brought up the packets of tea, of which I've had one out of each box. So I thought I might put them back and have them another time just because I was getting too many downstairs. And they were kind of getting in the way, quite annoying. So I'm going to put them back in here. I really love the, what was it? I just read it, that one. Fairy Tale of New York. Yeah, it was the tea inspired by creamy Irish coffee. That one I really liked. I thought that was really good. Let's take number 11 out because that's today's. Yeah, I liked the popcorn, but I told you that because I've had that one before. And the hazelnut Russia I'd also had before. Right, all my numbers are skew with. Alright, they're in. So, let's see what number 11 is. Number 11 is panettone. Yum. I love a panettone. Notes of spiced fruit in this festive green blend. This is a green tea. And you just brew this one at 80 degrees Celsius. and you don't have it with milk. So that'll be a good one. Not tried that yet. I might take that with me later. So later this evening I am babysitting. It's a particular family that I know that are quite local to me, and I try not to do it very often, but when they're stuck they always message me and go, Lucy, I don't suppose you're free. And I really don't like saying no. And actually it's a really easy one. I get there, the kids are in bed, the dog is locked away because it suffers with anxiety, and I literally just sit there the entire time and knit and watch TV. So what can go wrong? It's quite nice to have a bit of me time, and I tend to put the money by in a bit of a yarn fund so that I can buy something nice for myself. Not that I really need a good enough excuse to do that, because I do that anyway, but I always feel guilty for spending, not always, sometimes feel guilty for spending the money on yarn, but when I've done things like that, it makes me feel a bit better about it. So that being said, I'm just going to grab this because later on, well, in a minute, I'm about to split for the sleeves on my first sweater. This would be a really good contrasting colour if I wanted to put it on yarn. I am going to try and put it on my TB, oh, I forget what they're called, TBX, TBK, one of the two. You know, the plasticky tube things I showed you before. I'm going to try and use those for the first time, but I'm going to put this down in my bag just in case I can't get on with those, or for whatever reason it doesn't work out. Then I have an alternative option. So we're going to do yarn advents. Going to find number 11. Here we go. This one feels heavier today. Might have something in there. I think it does. How exciting. I haven't put my hat on, so I need to do that. And you'll be pleased to know that my dough looks awesome, so I'm about to go down and sort that out as well, so I'll take you with me. But let's do this first. Yarn for the Soul, Advent day number 11. We've been on a green theme. Ooh, oh my goodness. Okay, so we've got a solid. It's not a bad representation of the colour. A nice solid green, beautiful, and a little treat for an Aero hot chocolate. Oh, this looks good. So how do we do this? Just water. Yeah. Stir well to release the bubbles. I might even take this with me tonight. I feel like I deserve a treat. I might take that with me. I'm going to put that over there. So, nice green to go with the others. Let's do Castle View yarns. Number 11. Here, yellow one. Okay. Ooh, this is stunning. Look at this. We're going into purple, I believe. This is beautiful. Oh, I love it. I love it. I love it. I love it. Somebody did ask me, I think it was Christy, if I would put my skeins from my other advents on a needle like I did with my Castle Views. So I might do that here in a minute. I might get that up, or I might at least take some pictures and input it here. I might do that because it'll be quicker. You guys don't really want to see me open all the bags and get them mixed up again. So yeah, we might do that. So let's figure out first sorry, that was a tangent. Let's have a look and see what the name is for day 11. Dazzling Orchids. Yes, that does look like a purpley orchid, actually. I can see where Jen's going with that. So beautiful. Really excited to make something with this. And let's go for blush yarns. Last one of the day. What have we got inside? Oh, more more sparkles. Okay, let's try and get a good light. This is a good representation of colour. Can I show you the sparkles? Can you see them? I think you can. Very, very pretty. So beautiful, Natalie. So I'm going to, right here, put them on a needle and show you them in order. I can't do the first two of blush yarns because I've already started using them, but I'll do the rest and I'll input pictures for you to see. I'll do that now and then I'll go down and we can get to finishing. It's not very good English, is it? We can get started on beating the dough, the air out, and letting it do a second rise for tomorrow. So we're going to do that. I'm going to take pictures and I'll see you in a little bit. Okay, I decided to quickly come on and show you rather than take a picture because the lighting is not great. Probably wasn't the best time to do this. So this is 11, 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, and then 2 and 1 I have already started in the project. But look how beautiful they all are. Aren't they pretty? I mean, this one, I love them all, but this one has a special place in my heart. It is stunning. They all are though. They're all so pretty. I'm so excited to finish the wrap with these. So they're the blush yarns and I'll be back with the yarn for the sole. Okay, so here is yarn for the sole too. So they're a bit squished because they've obviously been in their bags, but this is all of them so far. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11. Really pretty when they're actually all lined up together. I've obviously loved opening them individually, but when you put them together, you're like, oh yeah, actually that's really cool. So I imagine we're going into blues next. This green is turning, you know, we're going through the shades of green, so I imagine it's going to go to blue. So I'm excited to see what the other ones are. This one, probably my favourite so far. But yeah, really happy with them all. Just wanted to show them to you as requested. Hello, I'm back. So it is time to do the, what am I doing? The dough. I've come home from my parents and it has definitely doubled in size. So it said leave for 2 hours, but it's been in here for quite a few. It's now 5:30. So you can tell it's got like condensation on the top. It's very tight. So the next part is to lightly flour the counter and knead this for 1 to 2 minutes just to deflate it. And then it's going back in here, covering it in plastic wrap, and it's going in the fridge overnight or for 8 hours. And it's going to double in size again. So that's what we're going to do. This is going to get a bit messy, but we're going to have fun in the kitchen. Look at that. Oh, and it smells so good. I love that kind of doughy smell. Right. Just getting the rest out the bowl because it has stuck a little bit to the bottom. So let's just sort that out. Okay. So now we're going to knead it for a couple of minutes, it said. I didn't do a time check, but I'm literally just knocking out all the air. I'm going to pop it back in the bowl. Do I need to oil the bowl or anything? I know you normally do with bread, but place back in the bowl. No, cover with plastic wrap and refrigerate overnight until doubled in size once more, around 8 hours. So there we go. I'm going to put it back in the bowl. Going to cover it back up, and I'll definitely see to that in the morning. And that's done for the day. I'm going to put it in the fridge, and we'll see you tomorrow for the final day of Bake Off. Bye. Hello. Good evening. I am currently babysitting, and I've had the funniest conversation with Christina over at Crafted Christina, so I thought I'd come and share it with you. She she messaged me saying, Lucy, something's wrong with my custard. It's really lumpy and it didn't go through her sieve. And I was like, what have you done? Why has it not worked out? And it turns out she used the whole egg instead of just the yolk. And I was laughing so hard at her. I kind of felt a bit bad, but she was laughing with me. I was like, Christina, only you. Like, rookie error, looks like I'm gonna win. I was feeling really cocky and really smug. And And then a little bit later she messaged me going, Lucy, I've just watched your Vlogmas and you did your custard wrong too. And I was like, what? No, I didn't. My custard's fine, don't know what you're talking about. It turns out I did. Oh, I put 2 cups of sugar in my custard because below the line where it says sugar on the ingredients list, it says milk. And it was meant to be half a cup of sugar and 2 cups of milk. Now I got the 2 cups of milk bit right, but not the sugar. No wonder my custard tastes amazing. It's got so much sugar in it. And I kind of don't want to remake it. I don't think I'm going to be able to remake it. 1, because I'm still feeling a bit smug that mine isn't lumpy. So it's usable. 2, it's super sweet, but it tastes great. And in the next step for the filling, I believe it is mixed with whipping cream. So it will kind of dilute the sweetness. And I mean, I have a really sweet tooth, so I really like it sweet. But it is 4 times the amount of sugar it's supposed to be. Oh no. But I don't have time to remake it because tomorrow is the day to fry them and fill them. And the custard has to set overnight. And I'm here. And I'm not at home. So I'm just going to go with it. And I'm going to pretend that I didn't make a mistake. I'm going to still feel really smug that I have a nice, smooth, delicious custard. And I'm going to hope there are no more errors. So if you make this recipe, please don't follow my Vlogmas. Please make sure you click on the link and read the ingredients list properly. Christina's like, I'll remake my custard if you remake yours. And I'm like, oh, I don't have time, Christina. I can't. I'm not home. I don't know what she's going to do about hers. I mean, she says it tastes great still. It's just lumpy because she used the whole egg, like the white and all. Oh well, it is what it is. I mean, I knew there'd have to be some sort of disaster. I've never made them before in my life. Anyway, in other news, knitting related, I finally split for the sleeves on the first sweater. So now I need to work like I've never worked before to try and get this body done. I did do knitting today when I was at my parents'. I think I told you that already. So I'm going to sit here and knit tonight. I don't know how long I'm going to be here, but it's only 9 o'clock, so at least 2-3 hours. And then tomorrow at Dan's parents', I'll do some knitting. Whether it'll be a lot, I doubt, but I'll do some. And then I'm just going to have to really dedicate my time to it in the week. So I'll have my usual 3 days when the girls are in school, and I'm just gonna have to really sit down and get it done then and not make any other plans really, which I don't really need to be doing anyway. Let's face it, if I'm sat at home knitting, I'm not spending more money or buying more Christmas presents or any of that jazz. So we've got this. Can totally do it. I want to, wow, it's really ambitious, isn't it, to get the body done in a week, but I really want to start one of the sleeves for our journey next weekend. We're taking a little trip, so yeah, I'd like to be able to be on a sleeve, but I don't know how possible that is. Watch this space. But in the meantime, let's see what happens with these donuts. I won't speak to you guys now because it's getting late. I'm going to sit here and knit. I've got this really lovely fire going that I'm trying to maintain. I'm not sure if I just showed you that or not. Yeah, and I'm nice and warm and cozy, and I'm going to sit here and knit and we'll catch up on some more Vlogmas. But I will see you guys tomorrow for another fun-filled episode of What Could Go Wrong with the Donuts. Bye.